It is Greg Milby, Kentucky's Heartland, kentuckysheartland.com. Welcome in as, I guess we'll call this the Mayor's Minute. I didn't really have any other thing for that. But Mayor Jeff Gregory is with us, and also we have Chief of Police Jamie Land in the hot seat. Both of them actually kind of in the hot seat. Because I want to have you guys in, because just like what we talked about before with the Cobbler's Cafe, that was a big story in E-Town. Big press release come out for that, and then now we've got another big story that has come out a week or so ago now that Jamie, you're deciding to retire as chief of police.
Yes, sir, I am. Yes.
You know, you've only been in the spot for about what, a year and a half.
That's right. That's right. However, I have been doing this for 21 years.
All right. So, what can you tell us about your decision?
Sure.
I mean,
I'll tell you exactly what I told the mayor and Ed Pope. When we sat down, this has been it's been a tough decision, but this has always been my plan from a young officer that when I could retire comfortably, that I would, and I would get into something else outside of law enforcement. And so my wife and I, we prayed about it. We talked about it quite heavily, and when we went to the retirement board in January, we liked what we saw, and we felt like it was probably time to make the move.
So it had nothing to do with anything that's going on in the police department now, or any type of relationships?
There is no scandal and no controversy that I'm aware of at this time.
Let's just, Jeff,
that I'm aware of.
You're aware of.
Yeah.
So let's address that, because we're going to be straight up honest with each other. I mean, this is just three guys. Nobody's watching, right, at all. So when he walks in, there was no argument between the mayor of Elizabethtown and the chief of police with an ultimatum of, if you don't like it, you can quit.
No, and I'm glad that you're addressing that. And like I said last time that I was here, I'm thrilled to have this tool to be able to get out to the community a little bit about what's going on down there at City Hall. Jamie and I have worked together for over 20 years in different capacities. Of course, I was in a different law enforcement agency than he was, but the state police and the city police have always had an outstanding working relationship, and that includes his relationship with me and my relationship with him. So when I was elected mayor, I was thrilled that Jamie was the chief of police, because we're friends. We work well together. We've never had a cross word in all the years that we've known each other. So when he came to Ed and I the other day and talked to us about his pending retirement, it caught us off guard as well. And I hated to hear it, to be quite honest with you, because he's done such a good job down there. And we've had such a good run of police chiefs, and Chief Gardner and Chief Schiller and now Jamie. And our department, like I said in the paper, is one of the premier departments in the state of Kentucky. And it's recognized that way throughout the state. You can ask anybody from KLC to DLCJT, and they all recognize the value that the E-Town Police Department has. So we were very pleased with having Jamie at the helm of our department when I took office. But with that being said, I'm a 22-year law enforcement veteran, and when I had done enough and gone to the retirement board and realized that my time was up, I pulled the plug and made the call too. So I definitely respect his opinion, and I respect his decision, and we hate to see him go, but he's done a great job here, and he's been a great ambassador for the city of Elizabethtown, and by no means do he and I have any kind of hard feelings at all. It was something that we hated to see. Matter of fact, and I don't know if he'll mind if I tell this or not, but I told him, I said, hey, take a week and then come back and tell me you've changed your mind. And of course he took a week and came back, but he didn't tell me what I wanted him to tell me. So no, that's garbage. That's ridiculous. Anybody that's saying that doesn't know what they're talking about. And we want to make sure that we get in front of that, and everybody knows that's not an issue.
And I'll add to that, part of our conversation, we had a suspicion that this would happen, that people would reference that he's booting me out, making me leave, or pushing me out in some fashion, and we knew I had a very strong feeling that was going to take place, and I hate that, because it's the farthest thing from the truth. As he said, he asked me to stay, he didn't want me to leave, and I was very flattered by that, and I appreciated that. But that is the farthest thing from the truth. There is no truth to it whatsoever.
Can I tell you how disappointed I am in that? I was wanting some kind of scandal.
You were wanting to get the scoop, weren't you?
I wanted scandal right now, but I got nothing.
It does sound way better, I'm sure, but no.
So
no truth.
We were planning on moving this bench out of the way and maybe doing some Indian wrestling or finger wrestling or some kind of deal like that.
Well, he's still got the tool belt on right now that I don't have, so I don't know that I'd have taken him up on that.
So when Jamie comes into your office with you and Ed Pope and you sit down and he tells you that, and I'm sure you were immediately disappointed because you don't want to replace a quality person like Jamie. But as somebody that was retired, you probably were split 50-50 because you knew where his heart was and where he was going with this.
Sure. Like I said, I've been through the same process, and I made the decision to retire and move on and try something else that I wanted to try in life. And I think that's kind of where he is right now, and he's going to keep his options open. And I don't think he has any ulterior motives or has any direction that he thinks he wants to go right now. He can speak to that better than I can, but I think he just needs a break. He's got small kids. He wants to spend time with them. All things that I've been through or I am experiencing, and I totally understand all of it.
Do you have plans to actually retire and spend a little time before doing anything else, or are you going to immediately go into the next career for you?
I have no plan, and when I tell some people that, they look at me and with this look on their face like, are you serious? I have no plans whatsoever. The only plan is my wife works for Fort Knox School, so she's off in the summer, and the plan is, and that's why I picked May the 31st, was because she's out of school. At that point, we'll kind of start our summer together. Because as Jeff said, we have a toddler at home, and he doesn't go to school or anything during the summer, so we're going to get some family time in during the summer. With that being said, I have told my wife that if an opportunity does present itself, we may have to alter that a little bit. But last night, we actually discussed vacation as well. So no plans right now. I prayed on that, and I think God will guide me in the direction he wants me to go.
So when will we expect the announcement that you're running for mayor? No, just easy.
Boy, that wasn't that bring him out.
Well, I got to wait 3 years.
And I know it wasn't a quick decision for you, I'm sure. I know you, and I know Brandy. I as a family, you guys don't make a lot of quick decisions. You make thorough decisions. So have you been thinking about this for a while?
At least 8 months. At least 8 months. She and I have talked about it and discussed it, and I've told some folks it's kind of, and Jeff may be able to speak to this as well. When you reach the mark where you can retire, it like almost made it worse, if you will. It was always in the back of my mind that you can go now, so I think that almost made it worse, the itch. But it's been 8 months, about an 8-month process. We've been talking about it and discussing it.
That's good. Well, you've had a very long career at the E-Town Police Department. We've known each other for a while. And just for full disclosure, I am a member of the Elizabethtown Police Foundation board, but it doesn't affect. I'm friends with Jeff as well. We all go way back, and but I'm not. I guess hope you guys realize I'm going to ask questions anyway because I live around here as well, and it's important. And that police department is very important, and it's a growing police department. And there's been no secret that we've been short officers for a while. And there's been a lot of movement in the department. How does that work for you over the next few months? Do you start to ease back slowly, or do you go ears pinned back, Jamie Land style until May 31st?
No, we're going to keep trudging along. We have, we have a budget cycle coming up. We have to prepare for and a presentation. So, we're preparing for that. We have our employee appreciation dinner tomorrow night. So we've been kind of putting things back till we get past that, and then next week is when we're really going to start hammering down on the budget and preparation for it to prepare, because it takes some time. We have to get quotes and all that good stuff, so it takes a little while. And we're also in the midst of a hiring process. The city council gave us 3 officers in the last budget cycle, which we could hire starting January 1st, and we've gotten some of those hired, and we're working on getting 2 more hired right now at this point. So we're working on that test as well. So it's business as usual, Greg.
All right. Now, Jeff, you got a busy few months ahead of you. Are we going to have a police chief before Jamie steps away at the end of May? Is that something can physically happen? Because it's a big job, and I'm sure it's not an easy position to fill quickly.
Well, it's not, but I will tell you this, because he told us so far in advance, he didn't drop this on us May 1st and said, hey, I'm going to be done at the end of the month. We do have some time to formulate a plan and put a plan into action. And We are actually doing that as we speak now to take a term away from your basketball coach, John Calipari. We're tweaking a little bit the job description. There's some things that we need to look at, maybe switch up, just to kind of fit our style a little bit. And then once we get that done, we're going to advertise that in-house first. So anybody down there at EPD that has aspirations of being police chief or wants to apply for the job, we're going to kick it out to them first, see what kind of response we get, and then we are going to open it up to the outside. So I want a big pool of resumes. I mean, I do. Talk about the importance of the job outside of maybe the mayor or city administrator. What people see as far as department heads go is the police chief. That's who they know the best out of our 12 other department heads. You know, they know the police chief most because he's in the news, and the more things go on down there with the police department than some of our other department heads. So without a doubt, like I said, we've had a strong string of great chiefs in the past. They've all elevated the department one to the next and taken it in a higher direction, and we want to find the person that's going to be able to build on that and take it to even another higher level. So we don't have any set plans right now for a hiring date, but to segue off what Jamie said a little bit about the budget, I would like them to be in place in time to have a little bit of not necessarily input in the budget process, but be able to see how that takes place and let him tutor them, if you will, a little bit, and let them understand the process, because it's annual. So, I mean, we have to go through it all the time, and it would be handy if they get their bearings on that somewhat before they start into the next budget cycle next year.
And, you know, this is it's not to quote your favorite coach, John Calipari, a one-and-done deal. This is a destination job. Sorry, I had to really...
You were marinating on that for a while, weren't you?
It's not. This is a destination type of job.
It is. This is not a building block job. This, like I said, this is a premier law enforcement agency in the state of Kentucky. I mean, when you go to KLC conferences, which is Kentucky League of Cities, they point to us and they say, hey, E-Town does this right. Not just talking about police, but several things. But our police department is highly respected. And that's because of the job, you know, like I said in the meeting Jamie had with his supervisors the other day, you know, city government is not about who the mayor is. It's about the great people that work in city government. And just like the police department, and I've bragged on the chiefs that we've had, including Jamie, but it's about the great officers that we have and their training that they get and the equipment that the city council gives them and everything that is handed in to them to be able to do their job. And I know I'm going on a rant, but our city council is, and I think Jamie would agree with me, they're outstanding in their support of the police. And I mean, I haven't been here that long, but I know you don't get told no a lot. I mean, if the police need it and they come to us, we know they need it and they're going to get it if we can make it happen. And
that's one thing too, as kind of a sales pitch for the Elizabethtown Police Foundation. There are only a few police foundations in the state of Kentucky. And you know, this foundation does support a lot. And as this being filmed earlier today, there was a $10,000 check presented to the SRT team for some equipment that goes above and beyond to make sure that they're safe when they're doing their job.
Sure. Yes.
So we start this process. Do you have a date in mind that you'd like to have somebody in the seat?
Just off the top of my head, I'd like to have somebody in place by April 1st, just so they can get with Jamie and they can see how things are running and get any kind of tutorials or whatever he wants to hand out as far as transition. I know he'll do a great job with him. He's got a great attitude and he's leaving on his own terms, so we don't have any, like we addressed earlier, we don't have any problems there. So I know he'll be
sure there's no problems.
I promise.
There's not one. Jamie, there's no problem with you at all?
Promise.
None.
So he'll be a great coach, a great teacher, and I would like for whoever is going to take his place to be able to spend some time with him one-on-one and in a group setting and going over some of the different things that they do down there. But that's just off the top of my head.
So does retired Chief Schiller have any
he does.
Goal or any a part of this process?
Well, just because I have so much respect for him and he's got such a broad police knowledge and he had the job, let's face it, he knows what that job entails. We're going to put together a little committee, a hiring committee, and Chief Schiller, I've already called him and asked him to be part of that. And there's a couple other people that are going to join us from the outside of city government that also have a lot of experience and wisdom when it comes to these things. So we're going to have a great committee together. We're going to go through a lot of different resumes, hopefully, and we're going to narrow it down to who we think deserves an interview, and we're going to talk to them, and collectively we'll come up with the best choice that we think is moving forward.
All right, good stuff. Quickly, just stepping back over and talking about the Cobbler's Cafe property. I know we've already talked once about the rumors, but they keep going out there. You're not tearing down the building to build a very ugly 3-story parking garage.
No, that like I spoke of earlier, that'll park about 4 cars there maybe if we tear it down. We're not tearing that building down at this time to make a parking lot. I mean, we don't know, like I said earlier, what the future holds and what kind of development's going to go on in that area. But right now, that building's going to stay where it is. We're glad to have it, actually. I may be speaking out of turn, but I don't care to say it. There's an entity that we may stick in there soon that I think would be beneficial for not only city, but for city government monetarily. And we're going to try to repurpose it, and it's going to stay as part of downtown for the foreseeable future. And no, we can squelch those rumors too. This is a great tool, Greg. I appreciate you doing that.
Hey, good. I like that. I mean, I was kind of hoping I'd get some more juicy gossip. I mean, you really aren't bringing your end of the bargain up at all. I mean, none of this is juicy.
I know.
I don't have any kind of headline forming quote, to go with. But that was my next question: is if somebody were to approach you, an entity approached you and said, "Hey, we would like to lease that building." I mean,
yes, we're open to that.
I mean, it's a business. I mean,
Sure.
the city is a business. You're
Sure.
not. I mean, that's not the first piece of property the city has bought that has been turned and is being used for other things now.
That's happened for years, and like I said, that building was an investment. We had no plans to tear it down and park 6 cars there, or 4 cars, or however many you could stick in there.
Is there any truth to the rumor that Jamie Land is going to buy it to open a donut shop?
Well, I'm not.
No comment, Greg.
I
No
was gonna
comment.
say I can't confirm or deny.
I just made that one up, actually. But anything else you want to add? I know your feet have been on the ground running. You've got a lot of stuff going on.
We have. I do want to add one thing. When I got to the mayor's office, and I went up there a couple months earlier before Mayor Berger finished her term, and she was wonderful as transition goes, and she was great about showing me the ropes and different things, and Charlie Bryant was up there as well. One of the things I noticed quick, though, is I didn't think that we communicated from that office as well as we should. So I got the opportunity to make my first hire, which was Miss Amy Inman, who's doing our communications, and so she's going to be our PR director, social media communications, may even get into some small business development. But she's been up there for the past three weeks to a month or so, and she's improved our social media. She's have you all seen, we've been kicking press releases out.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole goal for that is to stay transparent and let people know what's going on at city government, and let them know that we're not trying to hide anything. We want them to be involved, and we want to involve the community. So she's our PR person. She's exceptional. She's smart. She's doing a great job, and we're thrilled to have her. So moving forward, when people see press releases or they see comments in the paper and they come from her, she's part of our office now, and we're thrilled to have her.
All right. Well, yeah, she is a great addition, and we're going to have a chance to talk to her too real soon. Looking forward to
She'll
having
be
that.
a good interview.
That's it. Jamie, appreciate all the work you've done. I mean, we go way back. I've got stories. Some we probably don't ever want to share.
No.
But I appreciate everything that you have done and will continue to do until the end of May for our city and our police department and your family. You got a fabulous family. It's like a postcard Walmart picture frame type family. We wish you only the best of luck.
Thank you, Greg. I appreciate that, because it's been truly an honor to be able to just not only serve here, but to be able to serve as the chief. I mean, what an honor. And as Jeff said, the preceding some of the folks that have come before me that have laid the foundation and have made this the department that it is today. Truly an honor. I appreciate the opportunity.
Chief Schiller got a room. Maybe we can, we'll get you a garbage can or urinal or something.
I'm thinking a bathroom.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking
We'll see what we can do.
Grease pit.
Mayor, do you know
Out in the
anybody that
garage.
can make that happen? Grease pit. There you go. All right, Mayor Jeff Gregory. It's still weird saying the Mayor Jeff Gregory, City of Elizabethtown, Chief Jamie Land, and this is Kentucky's Heartland.
Thanks, Greg.